watching a YouTuber is a little bit like dating a YouTuber. After hearing that, some of you are like, yes, I always wanted to be dating Tyler Oakley. I knew deep down we were dating. See, the one rule that everyone knows about going on a date is that you always put your best foot forward. In my case, I only have one foot, so that makes it a little bit more difficult to make that choice. It's like, well, I guess I'm gonna put the right foot forward. But anyway, enough with that terrible pun. The point is that you obviously try to show the best aspects of your personality when you go on a date. And YouTube is the same way. When I meet you guys in real life, a lot of times you're like, hey, you know, this is kind of weird because I feel like I know you so well. And in a sense, now I'm switching to my voice, in a sense, you do know me kind of well because you've spent over the course of several years many, many hours with me. But in another sense, you don't know me all that well because we only spend about 3 to 5 minutes per week together. And maybe in those 3 to 5 minutes, I'm really funny and awesome and nice. And the rest of my life, I'm super not motivational at all. Maybe in real life, I just walk around talking to people and I'm like, hey, one less thing, one less time. How you like them apples? But one thing I think we all place tremendous value on in YouTube, especially in vlogging, is authenticity, is the idea that the camera doesn't lie, that we're seeing a real person telling us their real thoughts and their real feelings. But in the same way that you can be charming for a couple hours over dinner during a date and then in your real life be a serial killer, spoiler alert, that's the plot of every serial killer movie ever, perhaps there are other facets of a YouTuber's personality that you simply do not see because you're only seeing them for limited periods of time. So I was thinking to myself, how could I be more authentic on YouTube? Like, what could I tell YouTube that would make me so authentic that people would just like start unsubscribing to me? And immediately I knew the confession that I had to make to you, YouTube, which is that I used to be a troll. Yeah, I know. It's like the people who are now the bane of my existence. The people who I look at and say, like, what's wrong with you people? Like, where is the humanness in your soul? Do you even have a soul? I was one of those people. What? I know, half of you have already unsubscribed. I can tell. I can see it in the future. I was a troll so long ago, there wasn't even a word for it. Anyway, if you're still watching this video and you haven't unsubscribed yet, I'll tell you a little bit about my trolling. I was about 12 years old. This was in the days of dial-up internet. You know, you go on American Online and the dial-up internet modem would make all those sounds, you know, you've got mail. And America Online had these glorious things called chat rooms where you could go in and anonymously say anything you wanted to all of these people that you didn't even know. And I was like, this is amazing. So I went into a... Oh man, I can't believe I'm telling you guys this. I went into a pet chat room and I was like, this would never even work now. This is like such novice trolling. It's like basic entry-level noob trolling. Like anyone now would be like, that's not, like they wouldn't even pay attention to me. They'd be like, you're obviously a 12-year-old. But at that time, I guess trolling was a novelty and it was pretty easy to become a troll. So I went into this pet chat room and I was like, attention everyone, robots are superior to pets. And I would reply to anyone's comment, like people would be like, I love my cat named Fluffy. And I would be like, my robot named Gigatron could beat Fluffy in a fight. But the amazing thing is that these people like actually fell for it. Like they thought I was serious and they got like so angry. They were like, you robot would get defeated by Fluffy. He's not declawed. You robots suck. And I'd be like, no, my robots are awesome. And people just got so angry and they were like trying to kick me out of the chat room and it was crazy and I was 12 years old and I thought it was hilarious. So these days whenever I'm annoyed with trolls, whenever I judge them, it's really an act of hypocrisy on my part because I was once one of them. But that also gives me the ability to understand them. See, the thing about trolls is that what they're saying is not necessarily something that they actually believe. Their only entire and sole goal is to hijack the conversation, is to get a rise out of the other people. And so if you ignore trolls, you are by definition defeating them. I know because when I was 12 years old, if no one had gotten angry when I started talking about how robots were going to take over the world and they were superior pets, if no one had gotten angry, I would have been like, well, this is no fun. It was the fact that people got so upset that I thought it was hilarious. So when you see trolls online, first of all, remember, I was once one of them. I'm sorry, I'm real embarrassed. But number two, just ignore them, because if you reply, if you get sucked up into their arguments, you're letting them win. So how's that for awkward first date conversation? We should hang out sometime.